Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children ages 13 and up. Today we're going to be doing Vintage Masters Draft, something that I originally played a couple because I wanted to record one and I didn't want to suck at it. Then I got addicted, and I mean extremely addicted, and that's all I've pretty much been doing. So I actually know what I'm doing, or at least I think I do. So today we're going to have a little fun. We're going to do a Vintage Masters Draft, and y'all can make fun of how bad I am at the format, but our first pick is very easy. It's Lightning Rift. One of the most powerful effects in the format is Slide. If this was not in the pack, I would just snap off the Expunge. Since I like the Death's Head Buzzards a lot more than most people, and I dropped a lot of decks around it. To pretty good effect. But yeah, we're just going to be taking Rift here. It's also one of the most fun cards to play. We're going to stay away from Brain Freeze. I know a lot of you guys like Storm, but I think the deck is just awful. And actually, I think the Flowstone Helion's really underrated, and it's pretty good. But the second best card in the pack also cycles. So I'm just going to take the Solar Blast. There's a lot of one-toughness creatures that you just want to kill off, especially all of the aggressive decks have a lot of shadow creatures that people have been drafting a lot of aggressive decks lately. So I try to lean towards beating all... Well, we have a game plan. There's one of my Death Head's Buzzards. It's even foiled, but third pick Slide is kind of a signal. Also 2 Cyclers, and I think... Nah, I don't think either of them are going to come back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're not going to get anything out of this pack coming around, but we're going to take Slide and try to draft something around that. So now the draft gets a little bit more boring than it originally would have, because now we just start taking cards that say Cycle. It says Cycle. We take it. We have a decision. I think the pick is just Exile. It's a good removal spell against the green decks that pressure your slides and not your rifts. The decks that pressure, like, any of the weenie decks, we can just kill with rifts, and slides really screw them up too, but all the green decks, like, we have to have slides, and the rifts don't kill everything, so having an Exile is pretty good. Also, we don't want any of the aggressive stuff, and the Goblin cards aren't that good, and even though we have seen 2 Brain Freezes now, there might be a Storm deck, but we're the perfect deck to have answers for decks like that, and there is one right here. But 3, 4, this pack's deep enough to where I think this will table, so I'm going to take the Faithful. No one respects Gilded Light. I don't even respect Gilded Light. But this is where I'm at right now, because I like having Slide and Rift in our first 3 picks. I'm not going to complain about it. Now I just want Magister of... I think it's called Magister. Magister of Worth. That card is a great splash. I've done that already with Slide in this format, and it's fun. Like, I think this format is an absolute blast, and it's not even that bad of a moneymaker. Like, when you're playing Magic Online, you could just play an 8-man and make $3, or you can win a Vintage Masters Draft and get quite a lot. Even the other night, my opponent, or actually it was pretty fortunate, I second picked Jace. There's one disconnected person in our draft. You know, there was also a foil in the pack, so it was this. These packs coming around are not that great, though. There's 2 Devout Witnesses now that we've seen. I think we've saw one already. But all these cards are just, like, cards I don't mind playing against. And Spirit Mirror is not good, but it can be annoying to play against if we don't have any good creatures to block with. And, I mean, we could just take a lot of the enchantment removal, but I might take this just to play against, like, I don't know. I have no idea if I'm going to ever use that, but where are all our cyclers? We're not getting anything to cycle with, but, I mean, I guess we'll just take a Mana Prism. I don't think hating any of these cards. I want to put people into their archetypes. So I don't want to cut anything, and I don't think I want to move away from where we're at right now. Like, sure, we only have 2 cards with cycle, but we should be able to get more. Even if there is another person trying to draft Slide, they would at least be a few slots away. I mean, we could take Choking Tethers, but I don't mind having Phantom nomads in archetypes like this. I've even drafted like goblin slide decks. Those are pretty sweet. Like we could take matron, but it's really hard to like not take the tabled phantom nomad. All right, we got a renewed faith. Our faith has been renewed that we might get a couple more cyclers. That's a Luis pun. I missed it. I'm a failure. Could have been a BBD2 one. No one respects the buzzards, but they're not even good. Like, we're not going to play them, but I've been drafting this card a lot and love it. But we'll take the land just in case we splash black, which oftentimes happens. We'll take a Helion. That's another card, or Helion. It's another card that this deck likes to play, and it's really underrated in this format, but I think it's really powerful. There's so many 2/2s. Alright, we'll take an Ivory Tower if we play against something hyper-aggressive. This is the kind of deck that keeps a really big hand if you want to. Alright, let's open something sweet. I mean, obviously I want power and money and all that, but I would not mind just getting another Rift or Slide. Or an Eternal Dragon. I want an Eternal Dragon. That's what I want. Or a Decree. Decree of Justice would be sweet too. Or that red Mythic Dragon. Something in red or white. That would be preferred. A Bayou. I don't think those are worth anything. And we're up to a tough choice here. I don't actually think it's that tough. Well, we're gonna do, because this is, even though this is a moto draft, valuing cards is pretty important, but it's a little bit below my rate of cards that I'll take in this format. The way I usually draft this format is, so they're buying for 6. Anything over 6 I take, no matter what. Anything over 6 I do take. So I think I do it's a pack. It is a straight up pack of the set, but we are doing a video where you guys want to see me win, and I don't want to lose in round 1, so we will not take that value, and we will take a Battle Screech and hope to table the Stoic Champion. We're gonna doing it for you guys. Wow, this is such a bad pack. Huh. What do I take? There's like nothing. There's no real pick for us. We don't even have any more cyclers. I mean, maybe we're gonna have to like bail on the Rift in the slot. I mean, I've never heard of bailing on these 2 cards when you have them. But I mean, I'll just take the Trooper. Like, we got to find a way to win, and if we can't cycle. All right, there's a step. There is a Goblin Commando that are also good in these style decks, but I think we want the Cycler, honestly. Like, I think we have to value them higher right now. Plus, that card does come around. It's not like we have to, you know, overvalue it. Like right here, we can take one and hope to get the Gilded Light back. We didn't get the other one, so that means there might be someone playing the archetype, but I think we just have to take the Goblin Commando. Yeah. If that was like a Renewed Faith or one of the more powerful cyclers, I might have a decision there, but that card just says cycle, and you don't get any real benefit out of it. That's a late Psychotog. Not the strongest card. I think it's more nostalgic than anything. It doesn't really do as much as people think. Like, I think that I would take like 2 of these before I take a Psychotog in a blue-black deck. But we'll just take another Phantom Nomad. We've got pretty good walls for the Goblin deck. Not a great... We're not looking that great against like any of the Madness decks. But, alright, there's a Forgotten Cave. Yeah, so far I'm happy against Goblins, which Slide is usually good against. We don't really have anything super bomby against the control decks yet that we want. We do have a Battle Screech, which is pretty good against them, so that's alright. But we will be taking Spark Spray, obviously, because it cycles. Them the rules. If you have enough cyclers, like if you get your numbers to like 15, then you're looking pretty awesome against control decks with a Lightning Rift in your deck. Well, I am glad the packs we're opening all have the... Oh no! Yeah, we have to take the Stoic Champion. It works really well with our Battle Screech. We're a cycle deck. Like, all three of these in the pack, though. And I know the rest of the draft, or the rest of the... Let's make sure. We have 5, 6, 7... I don't think we're going to get... We might get a Gildalite out of this pack. Alright, yeah, I still think it's a Stoic. I think it's just the most powerful effect. I'll take this just in case we open something again that's super bomby. And now we're going to steal all of the anti-us cards. That might have been a mistake taking the Stoic Champion there. We already have enough early guys. We just want more cyclers. Oh, yeah, there's our Gilded Light. And... They're all unplayable. Wow. No one respects the mono black deck. Draft all the mono black aggro guys and the death bellow or the death buzzards. It's so good. Like, they can't attack through you, and you get to pick your spots when you attack. Put a Spinal Graft on that. It's awesome. And I didn't mean that because it just showed up. Like, I also really like putting like Spinal Grafts on my guys in that deck and just being hyper aggressive. Power, no power, but we did open another Battle Screech. We're gonna hope this tables, but I don't care. If I'm white, I'm taking Battle Screeches. Like, the card is just unbelievably powerful. It is the strongest card in this pack by a country mile. And I know country miles because I hang out with Todd Anderson. They are 1.78 miles. You can Google that. All right, I think the possibility of splashing is dead. Breath of Life doesn't... We're not that deck. We don't have any real good creature cyclers, and I mean, Trapper's not bad, especially since we're like this like slide hybrid deck. Card's sweet. I've always wanted to play it, but it's just, you don't want to play too many colors in this format. I mean, you can, but they're all bad, and everyone that drafts those decks loses. Like, I think you have to be base green to be a multicolor deck because of Tuskers and reanimation stuff. Yeah, we're just going to take the Cougar. It's another threat at the end of the game, and we have enough cycle lands. Plus, this could just table. I don't think this will, but the other could. And, ooh, I'll gladly take another Solar Blast. Yeah, when I originally saw like this format, I was like, it's so random and weird. And now that I'm starting to play it, like, some of the cards that I thought were busted are okay, and a lot of the cards that I ignored initially are just so unbelievably powerful. And Solar Blast is one of them. And Spark Spray too. Both sides of these cards are really good. This is a tough one. It's a choice between another Cougar or a Forgotten Cave. We're only at, well, I guess we're only at 20 spell or 21 spells, but they're all good. Like, we want to play all of them, maybe not the Spirit Mare. So maybe it's just better to take the Cougar. Let's just play more planes for this and these. All right. It might, I mean, the other one could table too. All right. Tough. We do have enough creatures for the Nomad. Especially 2 Battle Screeches, but I don't think that's the pick. I think it's just Chain Lightning just having a good... Well, we have double Solar Blast and this. And both of these for removal spells, plus the Rift, obviously. This card will force our opponents to play more defensively against us, so we can just like have it sit and play and let us draw out of like bad situations. So I kind of like that. And that... Oh my... Is that an 8-bit Starstorm? I almost didn't take that because I forgot what the art looked like. Oh my god! Wow. Okay, well, we have an instant speed Wrath if we ever need to cast it. We'll be taking the secluded step. Goblin Settlers is pretty sweet, but we only have a slide and only one at that. Plus, we have a lot of other like slower cards, and we're not being an attrition slide deck, attrition based slide deck. We're just trying to kill them. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna play him. So right now we're at 23, and they all look pretty good. I'm okay now taking this Breath of Life since it's tabled. I don't think we'll play it. No, well, let's just take one of those. Claws is a card people board in. People just don't respect Death Head Buzzards, like, at all. And, I mean, once this video goes up, I'm going to be at home hanging out with my family in North Dakota for 4th of July, and I don't know how much more of this I'll be able to do. So I'll tell you that that card is busted, and it's very good. It's obviously good against Battle Screech, but it's good in a lot of other matchups, and no one cares about it. And it is just better than most cards. Like, most of the cards that people are aggressively taking, it is better than them. And just no one... I don't know if anyone's tried it. Oh, and this is way better than the dual lands. The dual lands are just traps. They're just not good. I like having this for the sideboard against, like, the shadow decks. Well, this is going to be a tough one to build because we need to cut a couple cards, but I don't know. We're probably not going to start. Since we have 6 this, let's just count all our cycles. Alright, so the way that I order my slide decks is a little weird, but alright, so this is actually 23 if we don't want to play Breath of Life or Mirror, and I don't think we do. Like, these just cards aren't that good, so we actually just have a strong deck here. And with 2 Tartooth Cougars, I think we can get away with only having 17 lands, but I kind of want to run an 18th land in most of these decks, so these just are utility. And I don't like have too many times things come into play tapped, and it's just awkward. And we're not trying to win with this card. The thing about our Nomad is we're going to put it into play and make our opponent think we're going to be more aggressive than we actually are. And it might, like, force them to hold creatures back. So he alone might, like, hold back 2 guys for no reason. Just by putting them into play, it makes them think we're aggressive, and therefore, like, they think that they might be able to control the pace of the game. And then we might board them out after sideboard. But I like him as a game 1 play. And we can always attack slide him out, and he just hits for 8 with these, like, so you can just fireball him for 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Forgot about that one. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, we have 15 cyclers, so we're at, like, a perfect spot for just having really powerful slides and riffs, and even our champion. But I think we want one more land so we can be aggressive with these, even though we have the Cougar. So we have to find 1 cut. And I don't think I want it to be a creature, but it might just have to be, but I don't want it to be our top end. I guess these battle creatures are going to do a lot of work, so maybe we'll just board the Hylian. I do like having this in our deck, though. Like, I know that these look like Nombos, but alright, let's just do this. And what does it suggest? That's probably right. Since we have the 2 mountain cyclers, we might be able to get away with this. What do we have? We have We have 3 cards that are going to cost double red. These just don't have a casting cost, really. Like, these are not red cards. And so these are double reds, and then we have 4 real magic cards that, like, we have to cast on curve. These, you know, if we have it, we have it, but we don't want to build our mana base to be able to cycle this on 3 anyway, so it's mostly going to just be a 3 damage spell. Unless we're late in the game and we're activating these. So I think 8-4 is correct. Alright, well, that was me attempting to show the world how good I am at Vintage Masters Draft. Now we're going to see how well I'm at playing. Join me in any amount of time you want if you scroll down and just click the next button, because that's how the internet works.